Pulp MX Network production.
Bringing you a cheeky Brit and an American YouTube racing sensation weekly. It's the LVK More Than Moto podcast with your hosts, Lewis Phillips and Kellen Brauer.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Leatt LVK More Than Moto podcast. I'm Kellen Brauer, joined by Lewis Phillips, and it is time. It is Christmas week for the motocross community as the Motocross of Nations are coming up this weekend at Ironman. Boy, oh boy, this week always gets me so excited. Lewis, I don't know about you, but for me, this is the biggest race of the year. This is the one that I circle on my calendar every year, is the one I'm most excited for. And now that it's finally here, I'm just ready, man. We're going to talk a lot about it today, but this is an awesome week to be excited for.
Yes, you cannot possibly imagine the anticipation, the excitement, the intrigue that is in my brain right now. All throughout the year, I say Anaheim 1 and the Motocross of Nations. But when I'm in the week and living the Motocross of Nations, even Anaheim 1 doesn't compare. Because ultimately, Anaheim 1 is replayed 7 days later. This is it. Blink and you'll miss it. We've got one shot of this thing, so you better enjoy it, embrace it. And I plan to do just that.
Yeah, and the fact that, like, I don't know, with Anaheim, it feels like because it happens so fast almost, like you have your two main events and you're out of there. It doesn't hold as long either. Like this whole weekend, the build up, the anticipation on Friday, the team's parade is a little corny, whatever. But then Saturday, the qualifying races themselves are kind of like this really amazing thing that we don't often get, where we get the best 250 riders, the best 450 riders on the gate at the same time. They get to race each other. And then it obviously all rolls into the big Nations event Sunday. So it's like this whole weekend of just awesome fanfare that really, if you haven't ever experienced it, I would highly recommend it. It is awesome.
Yeah, what I probably enjoy the most is Saturday night when you're reacting to what just happened, but also looking forward at the same time. And everyone is just in such intense conversation about, well, they looked good, well, they looked bad, but tomorrow this is going to, honestly, the Saturday night chat that goes on both publicly on podcasts and whatnot, but also privately just in friendship groups cannot be matched. And I've beat this drum countless times. I think that's what American motocross and supercross and SMX lacks with the one-day format. I think it's nice to really bury yourself in the event. And I'm already done it. I'm not even there yet, but I'm buried. I may even die before this weekend. I'm peaking too early.
Peaking too early is never a good thing to do, but we'll try to get you back up to your normal levels by the end of this podcast, or maybe we'll bring you down a little bit in this podcast. I'm not sure.
Well, you always do, Kellen.
I do always do that. Yeah, I bring you down, unfortunately. No, I'm very excited. Are you actually doing like a GP pod with Wheeler this week? I don't think I asked you that.
Well, Kellen, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to inform everyone on what my week looks like.
Yes.
As I said, fully embracing it. No stone unturned. So what's coming up? Tomorrow, a 1-hour preview podcast with myself and Adam Wheeler, which is good because obviously we have GP backgrounds, so we can dive into like Switzerland and Latvia and like no one else can. I have 7 articles written at the moment. From a stat article to preview articles, I've got an interview with Gauthier Paulin about the government in France and how they back the Motocross of Nations and how the financials work for the team, stuff that I never knew. And even when I was transcribing it yesterday, I was like, this is fascinating because I didn't know this. That's coming out this week. This weekend, Friday, the return of Saturdays with Sewer. Very exciting. A lot to get into, maybe hours long. We may even have special guests. Then Friday night, podcast with me and Adam, reacting to the Friday paddock gossip. Saturday night, podcast with me and Adam, reacting to the qualifying races, and a whole load of stuff in between. I am fucking on it. MXON, no stone unturned. That's my mantra. Also, I'm trying to figure it out. I can't figure out what I'm calling it yet, but I will start, if I can come up with a name, which is really hurting me, I will start a WhatsApp community and an Instagram broadcast channel for my MXON insight and observations and content. Just need a name. Don't know what to call it. But catch the fucking fever, Kellen.
Could it be called Lewis's Lads or something, playing on the alliterism there?
Very sexist. We're open to all genders.
Well, they could be
Lewis's lads and lasses and others. 'Cause of
and
course,
lasses,
we live in 2025.
Well, I think what your content plan also lays out for with the Motocross of Nations is that unlike A1 or really anything, is that there's beyond enough talking points this week to get into. I mean, every nation has a story, every kind of class has a story, and you don't go in just trying to figure out who the winners are. Like, you could really go down in the field and try to pick out where someone could even pull a top 5 from in these nations, which is really, really cool about this event. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm very excited for it. But definitely check out all of Big Lou's content, mostly up at vitalmx.com, but some appears to also be up at WhatsApp and or Instagram.
Up at WhatsApp sounds weird.
I don't know what you call it. I don't use WhatsApp that much. I know that's much more of a
very
Euro thing. So, yeah. That's where all your Euros can catch up with you this week.
I've had the craziest experience of my life. Literally, the crazy experience. So, you know when drug cartels murder someone, they leave like a calling sign, like a card on them, or, you know, there's some sort of like, we did this to rival gangs. Are you aware of this?
I've heard of it.
Okay, well, of course I've lived it. I just got my webcam out to record this from the place it always is, right? I open the cupboard, and on top of the webcam is my MX Vice business card. I have no idea why. Obviously, I never bought them to America because why would I? They're redundant. I've not seen one in years. It was positioned on top as if like it kind of fallen from somewhere because it was just perfectly there. And I'm very concerned that this is some sort of foreshadowing to a murder.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work because even...
No, I can't... Like, you know, normally you can make sense of something like, oh, this probably happened. I have no idea. Because every time I record a podcast, webcam comes off my laptop, it goes in the same place. The process doesn't change. So there's no opening, let alone, how on earth did I bring this business card to America with me? Like, it must have been in some... No one knows.
Forgive me, because you may have told this to me, and I may forget, but I have a lot of friends that I know that, like, night sleepwalk or whatever. Do you do that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I sleepwalk.
It could have been that.
Maybe, but still, where would I have found this business card?
I don't know. Maybe like the very back corner of your brain, you remember, oh, and one backpack that's been in the closet this whole time, I shoved it over there. And then, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to help out.
It was the most freaked out I've ever been when I opened my cupboard and it was just sat there. Like, I was like, ugh.
Even a spider or like a snake up there couldn't have rattled you as much as a
that would have made
card.
some sense. Well, a snake wouldn't have made much sense, but...
Yeah. Alligator?
Nah, maybe.
Yeah. All right, let's actually get into the show. We've burned enough time here just kind of riffing. But it is time for the Motocross of Nations. Of course, the show is brought to you by Leatt, Racetech, Namura, and Partzilla. We'll tell you guys all about them throughout the show, and we even have a sneaky giveaway later in the show. So if you're an avid listener, you won't want to miss out on this because that is going to maybe help some of you guys that are on your way to Motocross of Nations. But let's jump in, shall we? So first topic, let's just get into Team USA, what's going on with them. When we last left you on LVK, the status quo looked to be up in the air about Hayden Deegan. Obviously, Chase Sexton was likely to be out. Sexton now confirmed out. RJ Hampshire comes in to fill that seat. Eli Tomac moves to MXGP, RJ to the open class. But Hayden Deegan, which was a question mark, we thought Justin Cooper seemed to be the clear fit in MX2 at that point, is at least going to attempt to race at this point in time. He had collarbone surgery to get it plated on Monday after SMX. And at this point in time, he is still the MX2 rider. Justin Cooper has been drafted in as the alternate. But just a Team USA update, this is definitely a different team outlook so far than what we expected it coming in. And we maybe are 2.5% there with health and so on and so forth with Hayden Deegan. So how do you kind of rate this now? And do you think that we still see Deegan on this team by Saturday?
Well, I can give you an LVK exclusive, Kellen.
Oh,
so the plan was for Justin Cooper and Hayden Deegan to do a shootout of sorts on 250s today. That's been the plan since last Wednesday. Like, it's been quite set in stone. Hayden didn't ride today. Justin Cooper was there on a 250. So the shootout, Monday as we record this, the shootout, if you want to call it that, has now been pushed to tomorrow. So it's an even later decision. Hayden is saying to people, I'm fine. But now I think there are eyebrows raised about reportedly not riding today and leaving it an extra day. So that's where we're at. We were meant to get a decision today. I thought we would have one by this podcast, but now Tuesday, supposedly. And it's even become a little bit more mysterious with this latest development. I personally commend Justin Cooper for, by all accounts, riding, testing, training his arse off on a 250 since Vegas, and still up until the time that we record this. I believe that if I was a power that be, at this point now, Monday evening, I'm saying, yeah, if we haven't seen you ride yet, Hayden, we're going with J Coop. He's putting in the effort. He's putting in the time. It's getting too late. Just go the safe route with J Coop. And I do genuinely believe J Coop is safe. He will be level-headed. He will be measured in his approach. He's done it before. He won't head in with aspirations to win MX2, I don't believe. He'll head in with aspirations to bank solid scores for the team. I think that at this point, Hayden would be a riskier. Admittedly, with that risk comes reward because he could win MX2 going away and win the event for the team. But I think I play it safe and just go J Coop.
Okay. I'll ask you two questions from this. And I will say that him not riding yet definitely scares me. But I do think they're trying to take somewhat of the approach that I've seen in the past with these types of collarbone injuries, which is like give it as much possibility to sort of heal before you throw everything at it again. For example, when Shock broke his collarbone conveniently being shoved off the track by Hayden Deegan, he did not ride until basically he needed to ride, and then got fifth the next week. So I think that for all intents and purposes, I think Deegan and his camp are trying to do the best thing they can for his health going into the weekend, and not so much to try to do this weird shootout to try to beat Justin Cooper kind of thing, which is the right move if you want to have Hayden at his full health. But obviously the question marks of whether or not he is even going to be as good as J Coop with the injury and all that will still be raised, and they need to be. But like I said, two things I want to ask with this is, with Hayden specifically, let's say he goes in and he hasn't really ridden much, if at all, maybe one day. How much does this knock him down, in your opinion, versus where we would have expected him at full health? And then on the flip side of it, with the Justin Cooper thing, I've heard a lot of people saying he's done it in the past for us. He's won the Nations for us, obviously, in 2022. But he also sneakily did go for the team in Europe at Assen that one year. So he's also kind of, done the job, done the duty, if you will, for the country when others backed out of the challenge. So,
and he was great. He was great at Assen.
Exactly. So my question with him is it okay in a sense for the AMA to say, look, we're going to go not only with the safe route because J Coop is healthy, but kind of give it to him from the fact that he's a former champion for the USA and has already delivered in the past outside of the USA. He's done the duty.
That all makes sense, but I believe that if you're the AMA, you have to give Hayden his right to prove himself, and you have to give him first dibs, purely because you need Hayden next year in Ernée, 27 in Assen, and so on and so forth, and you don't want any sort of bad blood or anything. Because, I would be of the opinion that if they turn around to Hayden now and say, you're not coming, I would think that Hayden would then next year say, no, fuck you, I'm not going. I would presume that would be the way it would play out. So I understand that the AMA have to navigate the scenario with some trepidation. But yeah, I do believe that J Coop is the safe pick at this point. As far as knocking Hayden down, I don't think it would be disastrous. I don't think he's going to go out and suddenly be 24th and it'll be like, oh my God, he shouldn't be here. Maybe instead of winning MX2, he's third in MX2, which is fine either way. And I think he probably could still win MX2 as well. But I think even if he wins MX2, there will have to be a couple of points left on the table. In the mixed moto, maybe he's 9th instead of 5th, and those 4 points could loom large. I heard as well from someone else that the AMA want Hayden to do X number of push-ups and pull-ups as part of the, we need to know you're good. I think that's part of the requirement as well. But it's definitely late. It's almost, I just mentioned all of the articles I've written. They're all done except for one which just has a hole in it where I'm waiting to write about Team USA. It's crazy to be on Monday and not really know what the situation is.
Yeah, well, let's get into the decision that they've made with this in the first place. So Eli going to MXGP, to me, makes the most sense. You put him up against basically all the star powers because I think Chase would have been better than Eli in that position. from a star power standpoint, just in raw speed. But now he is the number one guy for the USA on a 450. So you put him up against Jet and Koldenhoff and Kunin and Fevre and those types of guys. So that makes sense to me. But with the decision to, because as J. Coop put it in his video, they told him, do you want to ride a 450? Do you want to ride a 250? Either way, you'll probably be on the team, etc. And then eventually he ends up as the alternate. Why this makes sense to me is because RJ I guess poignantly said, no, I do not want to go back to a 250. And for KTM and Husqvarna as a team, it's going to be hard for them to try to make that work quickly because they haven't tested with him on a 250 outdoors in a year and a half now, basically. But J. Coop and this situation with Star basically just has to pick up all their race 250s and go to the race anyway. And it doesn't matter whether it's Hayden or Justin that ends up riding that bike. They have their bikes on the truck ready to go anyway. So to me, this makes sense. I don't know if it does for you to have RJ in open instead of J. Coop, because I've heard people say, why isn't Justin Cooper just an automatic pick? You have 3 star bikes. But if Deegan has to pull out, then we're screwed if Justin Cooper's already on a 450.
Yes, I completely agree. It makes perfect sense. I do feel for J. Coop, because in an ideal world, I do think you give him either slot. I think that by a hair, he did outperform RJ outdoors. But I tried to explain this to someone earlier, and I did a terrible job, so I'll try again. It makes sense purely because if you currently have J. Coop on a 450, then you have 2 riders in limbo, because you have RJ training for something he may not be doing, and J. Coop. Whereas at least this way, MXGP is set, Open is set, and it's only 1 rider and 1 class that's in limbo.
Right.
You've essentially limited the number of people who are in limbo, so it makes sense. Even though ethically, I would stand up for J. Coop and say, yeah, you have been shafted a little bit by being in this reserve position. And again, full credit to him for testing, training, putting in the time, which may be for nothing. Because I've seen videos, like he is really hammering down on a 250 right now.
I agree with you, and that take is perfect, right? Because they would have, as you said, RJ and J. Coop both be doing something that if Deegan pulls off the team, they would have to completely switch their programs. Like RJ would be prepping as an alternate, then he would suddenly be on the team. Jacob would be prepping on a 450, suddenly he'd have to ride a 250. Yeah. So to me, this makes perfect sense. And I think that this is, in the end, depending on if it's Deegan or Jacob, it's basically the best team that we can foot right now. I think there was a lot of questions when Deegan and Chase both got hurt about, like, what's the right decision? Do you try to get Seth to delay and not do his surgery? Do you try to get a different 250 guy that's ready to go, a la Levi Kitchen or something like that? I still think, to me, even Justin Cooper on a 250 might actually end up being a better option than those guys.
Yeah, I think with Chase out, with Chase out, I have no comments. Like, I think that is a solid team. It's a team that can win. And yeah, I like RJ. I think RJ showed a lot of heart at Ernay, similar to what you said about Jacob going to Aston, doing it for us before. Not us. Not me.
You're here now.
I just wanted to be involved. I'm just looking for a friend, really. I just want to be part of a circle. Let me in. Doing it for Team USA in 2023 when so many people didn't want to go and it was a disaster. Arguably Team USA's most disastrous team dynamic heading in ever. RJ deserves props for that as well. So I like the fact that he's getting his shot. He was great. Again, I think RJ will be very calculated and execute after what we saw outdoors. I don't have many concerns about him throwing it away, doing something dumb, getting caught up in the moment. Tomac's Tomac. And yeah, Jacob is rock solid. It's a team that, in my opinion, is better than the Team USA that ended up racing at Matterley Basin last year. Not by much, maybe, but I think it is better, right? Either if it's Deegan or Jacob, it's better.
Yeah, I think you can say that just from the standpoint that Tomac is obviously, you just move him over, basically. Maybe even a little bit better this year, obviously, because he's got more time under his belt coming in. He wasn't injured beforehand. Was AP slightly better than RJ? Yeah, maybe. Yes.
No, I'd go the opposite. I think at this stage, RJ right now is a slightly better pick than AP was at this point last year.
Yes, but I think AP got on the podium more than RJ, which is where people are going to start pulling the number from a little bit.
Yeah.
But either way.
Splitting hairs, let's say.
Okay, yes, they're about the same. And then, yeah, I think there were plenty of question marks about Cooper Webb 8 years removed from riding a 250, going to the Nations on a 250 for us. As good as he is indoors, he hadn't really proved it outdoors in a long time. And I think Justin Cooper not only is currently proving it outdoors, but last time he was on a 250, 2.5 years ago, also proved it outdoors as well. So to me, I agree with you. I think that this is a better overall team perspective if you eliminate Deegan from the situation than what we sent last year.
And just for clarity, last year AP had 6 outdoor podiums. This year RJ had 1, but RJ had a shit ton of 4th places.
Right.
And without doubt, the field was deeper this year with Jet and Tomac.
Who scored more points? Do you have that up?
No.
Okay.
But it'll be AP. And it's redundant because last year you didn't have Tomac and Jet. So of course AP would have more podiums. Take Jet and Tomac out of it this year, and RJ probably has 6-5 podiums. So I think it is really splitting hairs. I'm excited. So let me ask you, Kellen. Well, I don't know if you were on my side with this, but before Chase got hurt and before Deegan got hurt, I was adamant that Team USA was the favourite. Were you there as well?
50-50 with Australia.
Well, okay, I guess that tells us where this is going then. Is Team USA your favourite now?
No.
Obviously not.
No, it's Australia. I'm sorry, but it is like the way that Hunter and Jet are right now, the speed that they bring to the table, the 1-2 punch that they are, they could go 1-2, 1-2, and Webster needs to get a 12th, and we're good. So, yes, I think that there is a little bit of, I don't know if you want to call it like elasticity or something along those lines, where if Jet or Hunter then have a bad moto in there, we're out to lunch a little bit, but I just don't see it happening. I think that they're both going to start well, run well, win, etc., and then it's going to be tough for anyone else to match that.
I agreed with that. I was all on board that this is now going to be Australia's to lose. Very unlikely that happens, that they lose. But I have convinced myself otherwise, and I think this is a good reason why everyone should get excited for this weekend. Last year, Australia had this exact same team, which means to an extent, they have shown their cards. Fair? Like, we know what this team does. We have the playbook. Last year, they won with 26 points, which is high for a winning nation. Like, that is actually exceptionally high for a winning nation. If I just pull it up here from memory, 2021, it was 37 points, but that was a special year. Italy won. They're not winning in normal circumstances. USA wasn't there. It wasn't a deep field. It was muddy. You know, you have to strike 2021 from the record. I do strongly believe that. So otherwise, when was the last time that a nation won with a total higher than 26? It was all the way back in 2018 at Redbud. So excluding 21, from 2018 to now, the winning score has always been lower than what Australia did last year. And Australia last year was fairly best case scenario. Now, I do believe Hunter will be a lot better this year. Jet didn't go 1-1, which he probably will this year. So there are points to be scored there. But if we say that typically the Nations is won with a 17 to 20, I think that's fair. 17 to 20 is kind of the sweet spot. Exceptional years, it's 14 or lower. I think it's quite hard for Australia to get there. And so if I'm Gauthier Paulin, Team France, if I'm Mike Pelletier, Team USA, I'm in there saying this is what they're going to do. We can do a better score than that. That they are beatable. That's the motivation.
They're 100% beatable because I don't think you can make a case that all three of their guys are the best in the world. Like, I think you can slot, Kunin, Fevre, Geyser for sure in between the Lawrence brothers. And obviously there's a list of guys we could put in front of Kyle Webster and MX2. But I just struggle to find a way. And you're talking about Hunter Lawrence. He went 4-8 last year. I don't know how it goes that way again with what we're seeing right now. So, like,
at worst, 3-4 for Hunter.
Yeah.
4-4. Like, nothing worse than that.
And then Jet, I mean, unless he gets bad starts both motos, again, will be very tough to see him not go 1-1, 1-2 or something like that. I mean, even when he had the terrible start in France in 23, he got all the way to 6th or something. Yeah. So, yeah, he's going to be amazing as per usual. And barring crashes, I just don't see how those scores plus just give me a 12, Kyle Webster gets it done.
Yeah, the boring part about this Nations is with no hurlings on the line. Fevra's saying that he doesn't care, which he has said publicly. Tomac, we've seen outdoors. Who's going to beat Jet? The only person I kind of have faith in is that Lucas Coonan is going to come out and just have a ridiculous point to prove, be on a mission, want to send a message to the American industry, and will pull off something special. Aside from that scenario, I don't see anyone beating Jet. But again, if you want to add some trepidation into proceedings, the start can come from anywhere at this new Ironman layout. That makes gate pick a little more curious. No longer does first gate pick for the MX2 rider really dictate what's going to happen, because they're not going to line up from the inside out unless they've changed the configuration of turn one. So, and also we've seen outdoors, there are quite a lot of pile-ups in this first turn because starts come from anywhere. So maybe that does mean a bad start is more likely. And maybe that does mean that Jet and Hunter, the bankers for Team Australia, are a little bit susceptible to mishaps and racing incidents. After thinking about this and after going into the winning total, I'm less convinced that Australia will run away with it. Because also, I was told this by a couple of teams, this is a bad track to race a 450 on a 250. A couple of teams have said this to me. This is not, of all the nation's tracks, I don't know why, I don't know. I'm literally reciting what other people have told me. This is not going to work as well for a 250 against a 450. So maybe that makes Webster more vulnerable as well. Like this person said, Matterley, in contrast, was so technical that it came down to riding ability more than power and just sheer force.
I'm guessing they're just saying that because everything except for the wood section is quite fast. Yeah,
like it's certainly not as technical as what Matterley turned out to be.
Right.
So I think there you could make the difference just with technical ability and being savvy. I think Ironman, weather forecast looks great, will probably just be a flat-out race, fastest man wins,
We should look at the lap times from qualifying this year and see how different it was. Let's get into who can win this race, basically. Before we do that, I do want to tell you about Leatt. Leatt protection is in our brand DNA. It started 20 years ago with the groundbreaking Leatt neck brace and continues today with an extensive product offering of protective gear and riding apparel. But what Leatt really stands for is inspiring confidence and ensuring safety with every ride. And be sure to check out Leatt.com. Lots of cool stuff to select from, all their neck brace, their helmets, their gear lines. Speaking of gear, Leatt, I saw a couple LE stuff that Leatt's putting together, obviously, for Nations. I believe one of the Irish riders is in Leatt and a couple other guys. So look for Leatt gear to be shining on the track at Motocross of Nations as well. Okay, let's get into who can win this race. USA and Australia, we've already beat them to death. We've already talked about them a little bit. To me, yes and yes, they both can win this race. Will they? Who knows? Give me your next, 3-4 nations you think that if they end up winning this, it won't be like that came from nowhere.
Okay, well, first of all, let me tell you that I head into Ironman bleeding red, white, and blue. Through and through, I bleed red, white, and blue, because that means that I'm supporting USA, Australia, Netherlands, Britain, and others. So I've covered the board well, which is a hilarious point of the bleeding red, white, and blue, I have to say. I don't get it. But anyway, if anything, that applies to France more than anything, because their colours are even. But anyway, that's beside the point. Australia can win, USA can win. Honestly, I think anything else is an upset.
Anything else?
I'm cutting it there. Netherlands with hurlings could win, obviously, and would be my favourite. Also, I reached out to hurlings. I'm going to now take you behind the curtain and expose my private conversation. I am going to read our private conversation.
Is he aware of this?
Word. It's fine. Trust me. Okay. Lewis Phillips today. 1:38 p.m. I have 2 questions for you. Not even saying hello. Straight to business. What do I tell people when they ask why you aren't doing MXON? We want to know. Need answers. Reply. Well, I didn't get selected, ? It's a fair point. And now we know. It's a fair point. I couldn't really argue with that.
Yeah,
okay? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So there we go. If Hurlings was there, Netherlands are my favourites, with the way Team USA is shaken out. If Hurlings was there and Team USA was its original configuration, Team USA are still my favourites. With the way it's shaken out now, Netherlands would be my favourites with hurlings. The way it's shaken out, all in all, Australia are my favourites. Either way, I'm bleeding red, white, and blue.
Okay.
So everyone's high on Belgium. Everyone's high on Belgium. I don't see it. Yes, Lucas could be amazing. Yes, Sasha has been very, very, very exceptional in the second half. Very few mistakes. He's kind of shed that idea a little bit. Liam will be solid. Not spectacular, but he'll be solid. And as I say that, I do actually question myself. Does that mean they could win? But I just don't see it. I don't know why. Like, yes, Lucas can win his motos and Sasha could win MX2. And to be honest, Liam could be top 3 in open. But no, I don't see it. In fact, I just put Belgium in France and Netherlands category as third place contenders.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so let's talk Belgium because, as you said, there is a lot of hype around them. Look, the Liam thing is, to me, maybe the biggest, like, yes, it could go the way they want or not kind of thing, because to me, it's you throw the Koonins out there and on their day, we're looking at 1-1, 2-3 or something crazy stupid with their scores. And Liam is a question mark. But do you not look at the fact that when he did get called up to the 450 in 23, he got third in a moto at Motocross of Nations? Like, he was top 10 in the second moto. Like, he finished second overall in the open class when he rode a 450 last time. So I think that there's plenty of reason to believe that he has a great day. Liam and Sasha, or Lucas and Sasha, do their thing, and then suddenly Belgium, to me, that's why I'm saying I don't know that I would be shocked if that all comes together.
Yeah, it makes sense, and I don't actually have a way to justify what I'm saying, but for some reason I'm just not there, and I don't know why. I think because it's been so hyped that I've almost like been put off by not the fact of it, but the fact that the hype is so high that I'm like, whoa, that's way out of control. I'm backing away from that. Maybe it would make sense to a degree. Is
it simply because Liam had such an up and down year this year? Like, if he had just been the steady guy he was, let's go back to 23, he was a little bit more even keel, even though it wasn't the flashes as much, would you change your tune? Like, he's been more crashy, inconsistent, I guess. I guess
the best way to explain it is this. We've just figured out 17 to 20 is where the best winning totals come from, whatever you want to say. I think that Liam will go 11-11. So that means Belgium are starting with an 11. And then, therefore, getting to a 20 total is quite difficult. I think that's where my head's at.
Yeah,
now,
I don't know.
Could Liam do better than that? Sure, he could do a 9th, but I don't think much higher.
Well, but let's go back to what the people, as you have said, have been saying about the 450 versus 250 dynamic on this track. Well, then let's go to the open 250 class moto race 2. Suddenly, those open guys look like they could go, 1 through 5 over the 250s, if that's the case. And then Liam walks himself into another second or third place finish. So I don't know.
Okay. Belgium are my favorites.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, to me, I think they stand at least a little bit of a chance. I would put them as definitely in consideration for a podium, but a win, I don't look at it as, there's no way.
Okay, I agree. It's possible. A lot of things have to align, i.e. Lucas is incredible, 1-1. Sasha holds it together, because I think they would have to drop Liam's first result. No, because why would Sasha beat Liam in the first or in the second? Or what in the race where Sasha and Liam race together? Why would Sasha beat Liam?
Well, he shouldn't.
But I think that Sasha's.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Belgium can win.
I've
changed my mind. I think Belgium can win. Okay, I'm not surprised but I am surprised because you want to know what? Dirty little secret in my MXON preparation. Just going to put it up here. Belgium have, before last year, where they went 14th. No, they didn't. Before last year, where they went 16th, they had finished in the top 6 every single year since 1989. Impeccable consistency. Incredible. However, in the last 20 years, they've mainly been a third through fifth nation. And in the last 10 years, especially, they've been higher than third just once. So I think that's a little bit of it. Like the days of Belgium winning, last win was 2013, before that 2004. I think we're so far removed from that I'm struggling to buy back into it. Whereas if you talk to me about the Netherlands winning, my mind goes 2019, 2018 they could have won. There was another year they were close. You know, I think the recency
16?
bias makes it realistic to me. Whereas for Belgium,
Horbeek won MX2 16. Sorry, go ahead.
Belgium, I have to go so far back. But I think that's why I have a hard time processing it as realistic. I think
That's a fair sentiment. I guess my rebuttal to that is simply that when Stefan retired, Liam's dad, Stefan Everts, they never really had like a superstar type of guy that carried the flag in a way. Yes, they had Strybos, they had De Dijker, Van Horbeek was excellent, but it didn't ever feel like there was Ramon. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't the marquee guy that every year you went to the Nations like it was when Everts was still racing, that they were going to carry Belgium to this next level. Now, do I think Lucas is there yet? Personally, no, but he has every makeup of a guy that can do that for Belgium at some point. And when you have a guy of that caliber carrying your team to the race every single year, the two guys that are support team, one of them happens to be his brother, I think feel a little bit extra invigorated by that. And it's not like he's having two terrible guys. He's having two, in my opinion, more of like Van Horbeek level guys going to the line with him this year. So that's why I believe again, because I've seen what Lucas can do on a world stage. He almost won a world title as a rookie this year. So I think we're almost there.
Yeah. Let's just say, okay, I believe, but I don't predict. Fair?
I keep saying Liam. I meant Lucas Kunin. Liam and Lucas, the L's are screwing me up. But yes, I don't know.
I don't predict.
I believe, but I don't predict. Okay, so, but the Netherlands with Koldenhoff, Valander, and De Wolf, podium peak, top 5 for sure.
Yes, rock solid team, no holes. They could win. So Australia won with a 26 last year. So if the Netherlands went 5-5-5-5-5, that would be 25.
Yeah,
like that's possible in my mind.
Does De Wolf win MX2?
Yes, I think so.
Over Langenfelder, Adamo, Deegan, maybe.
Yeah. Langenfeld has not been very good at the Nations, save for the second moto last year. That was the first time he really did anything at all. So could they win through consistency if the other teams falter? Yes, but realistically, they're going to need a lot of help. But they are... See, prior to our previous conversation and not now, because I've changed, I had the Netherlands as a safer pick for third than Belgium. But you've changed my mind.
No, Belgium to me, I don't want to call them a sleeper pick because there's too much hype about them to be called them a sleeper pick. To me, they are the team that, dude, if everything hits, they will win this race. But if one thing goes wrong, the whole thing falls downhill, in my opinion. Whereas like the Netherlands and France, who we'll talk about in a second, it's very much like they are steady, stable dudes that will bring this team to a podium contention. And who knows, if things fall their way, they could win it. But I don't look at it as like there could be a massive collapse like what happened with Belgium last year. Lucas got hurt and then the collapse commenced. So there you go.
Belgium, a sleeper is the best way just because I do feel like in the last decade they've been very unrecognizable, unnoticeable, just invisible a little bit, you know? Like no one really talks about Belgium, but they're there every single year in the top 5 or top 6 at worst. And then France is the only other one who even deserves to be in this conversation, which I think it's 5th place. Barring, Fevre said, and now admittedly he said this in a press conference post-Australia, so emotions were up and down and he was merely basking in his glory. But he said he doesn't care about the MXON. And I can see him being a little bit lethargic just because in contrast to Jet and Joe, the SMX Championship is such a short burst that it's kind of like, we won, hey. You got to think, Federer and Lagenfelder are coming off of a championship fight that goes back to the beginning of March. Like, that would take some time to recover from mentally and just get yourself revved up again. So, I could see Federer being a tick-off. Villan, wildly inconsistent. I honestly don't see much coming out of him, like a 16th maybe, as a result that they keep. And then Renault, honestly, Renault hasn't been on the podium since March. So how can you say that he's going to be the same Renault who's won his class 2 of the last 3 years, I think, from memory? Mm-hmm. You can't say he's the same guy. Cannot say it. And even he crashed again in Australia and's beaten up again. And he absolutely detests the Yamaha. So, like, there's no way that you can sit here and convince me that Renault is going to be an anchor for Team France. In fact, I thought that they were going to go with Ferrandis for that reason.
Yeah.
So France is 5th place, maybe 3rd, but ultimately a backup dancer this year.
Yeah. And just to bring it together with what you just said. So Team France is Romain Febvre, the newly crowned MXGP world champion, Mathis Valland in MX2, and then Maxime Renault in Open. One thing I wanted to talk about with Febvre just real quick, though, is, as you said, doesn't care about MXON. Okay, I get it. But if you go back to 2015 when he won his first world title, not that there was a lot of question marks, but there is at least some people saying, well, there wasn't, a lot of people got hurt this year and he won the title. And now there's the same kind of question marks being had about this title for 2025. A little bit, at least. Obviously, Tim got hurt, Jeffrey got hurt, etc. Is there not a little part of Febvre that kind of wants to come into this weekend and go, okay, watch this, though. Look at how good I am on the world stage. I can kick everyone's ass. I can go beat Jet Lawrence. You know what I mean? Like, just that little itch in him to just be like, shut up, everyone. I'm the world champion, and this is why.
It's identical to 2023 when Prado won the championship with only 2 GP wins, and Febvre was essentially the Coonan in that scenario. And Prado came out and was incredible at Erne and said in my interview afterwards, I wanted to show everyone what I can do when I'm not carrying championship pressure and managing a situation. So Febvre could come out and do that, or he could come out and go, my main task is accomplished, who cares? I mean, realistically, the motivation, flip a coin, it could go either way depending on the person. But I would imagine the motivation isn't quite there because the team isn't as strong as it has been in previous years. This is probably one of France's weaker teams. But as mentioned in my French government story coming up, I loved this quote from Paulin. I asked him about how France is great. France has become like the benchmark for the event, the way they do things, the structure, the support. And I asked him about where that comes from, the government's involvement. And he said, it's not that we want our riders to feel like princesses or a diva, but we want them to feel that they are excellent. You should feel like if you are racing for Team France, you deserve it because you are special. I liked that. That really summed up what the event means, I like that.
Yeah, I love it. All right, let's get into our sleeper picks, or guys that really aren't being talked about, nations that aren't being talked about. But before we do that, I want to tell you guys about Racetech. For 40 years, Racetech has been supplying the motorcycle industry with high-quality suspension components made right here in the USA. For modern to vintage, Racetech is your go-to source for suspension performance. Again, big thanks to Racetech, racetech.com. Get your high-performance springs done at Racetech, gold valve kits, conversions, components, all of them available at racetech.com. And we thank them again for supporting our show all year long. They'll bring you our next topic again, which is kind of just get into the nations that are being slept on a little bit, not being talked about much. We've talked about the nations that pretty much everyone goes to. But here's where your Germanys and your Slovenias, and I mean, we could talk about Italy. We could talk about Japan. Joe Shimoda's racing for Japan. I don't think they're going to do much, but where do some of these nations you think fit in the scope of it, and which ones should we be really paying attention to that we aren't yet?
Well, keen listeners will remember that I was a big Germany guy the last couple of years. I've been proven wrong. I'm not quite there this year. I think they'll be fine, but Kenny has gone on record as saying he's coming in less prepared. Spies is not as good as Nagel or even Koch in 2023. And Lagenfelder is so unpredictable at this event that it will be fine, but whatever. So I present to you my sleepers. They run the best GP of the year in, year out.
Here we go.
They're always there for you when you need them. It's a tourist destination. You love them. You want to live there. It's Latvia.
You want to live there?
You idolize what they've got going on over there. None of you can point to it on a map. It's Latvia. I actually said that to someone. I would love, because realistically, Latvia could be fifth. Like, I genuinely believe that. I would love to do like some TikTok content, run around the fan areas at the nations with a world map, just grab people and be like, "Where is Latvia? Where is Estonia?" Because I feel like
with the riders, doing it with the riders would be comedy.
Yeah, I don't think it will go down as well though.
Might, because you have these
like
guys that actually go to Latvia for the GP every year that probably wouldn't even know.
But my reference point is always 2017, the terrible year for Team USA. They got beaten by Estonia. Does anyone know where Estonia is? Like, no one knows.
No.
Anyway, Latvia, Jonas is healthy. He's solid, rock solid. He normally turns up at this event. I think he'll be quite good. The brothers with names no one can pronounce, Regulus, they are much better than they were in 2023, which was the last time that this team formed. I think that they will record results between 8 to 15 every single time. And when it all gets shaken out, those numbers will add up to a 5th place, 6th place, 7th place finish. And that would be, to my knowledge, if I just check here, well, they were 8th in 2019. But so they were 8th in 2019. That was a career best for the country. I'll go on record. Latvia has a career best finish.
I could see it. They were 12th in 2023, as you mentioned, the last time this team was together. And the weak link that day was the Giannis version of the Raceless brothers. Carlos was pretty consistent. But if I remember right, I swear Giannis finished like top 10 in the MX2 qualifying race that weekend. And then I don't know what he did Sunday, but it was awful. So I think if they just have a semi-decent weekend from him, they're good.
Giannis was like 9.
Yeah, he was young, right?
So,
15 or
like
14?
he's a current EMX 250 champion. So if he's only just reached EMX 250 champion status, that points to how young he was 2 years ago. And also, quietly, I was very impressed when I went back and kind of figured this out. Last year, Latvia got 10th without Jonas and without Giannis. Like, that's incredible. 10th with Carlos Regulus, and Edvards Bidsons and Maurice Pumpers.
Well, you should say this, though. They got 10th with almost the same score that they got in 2023. They had 6 less points, but they're still in the 100s and got 10th, which just shows you how crazy last year was with results. So,
well, yeah, they got 10th. They got 10th, and they were 33 points off of 8th. So, but still, 10th is a 10th.
Yeah. No, I could see that being, excuse me, as you said, the best result for the nation. I don't know that I have one that jumps off the page as like you wouldn't expect to see it. I'm really curious to see Italy with Cairoli, Adamo, and Bonacorsi. I think that's a nation that, I don't know, I guess at their peak could battle for a podium. I mean, Cairoli showed he's still capable of top 10s in the USA this year. Obviously, we know Adamo can hit on his days, and then Bonacorsi had a podium this year. So sneaky, no one's really giving them much of a chance, but could be a really good top 5 challenger kind of nation, no?
Yeah, I wrote in one of my articles that the tall Fantic rider from Italy is going to confuse a lot of fans. Because no one's going to know who Bonacorsi is. I'd imagine his name is going to be butchered throughout the weekend. He's on a Fantic, which is bizarre in American culture. And yeah, he's going to be quite good, I do believe. Yeah, I think he's going to probably be the top performer on Team Italy.
Yeah, I'm looking at 23 results again when it was Ferrato, Adamo, Bonacorsi, and they got 3rd at that race. So there you go. Like, I mean, Ferrato's great, no question about it, but Cairoli's got to be a step up still at this point in time, given what we've seen of late with Ferrato, right?
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, if I go back, 2023, like you mentioned, 43 points for 3rd is high. I think typically 3rd is like 30 to 35.
36 last year for the Netherlands was 3rd.
And again, to the point, last year Australia won with 26 points. In the year before, that puts them 12 points off of France. Like, that almost puts them third. Well, not really, but close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough. Like, I'm quite honest. Like, I was really adamant that Australia were going to run away with it, but I'm really on it. But last year, their total wasn't great. And you can't convince me that it's going to be that much better this year. Like, I don't think Australia has it in them to do a 15. So, do a 15, guys, and you've won the nations.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Yeah. Let's talk about two other quick nations real quick. We'd be remiss to talk about Spain. Obviously, no Prado, but they did get fourth in this race last year. Fernandez goes in MXGP. Guillaume Ferres, who Americans would obviously be familiar with, now on Triumph in MX2, would go for the MX2 division. And Francisco Garcia, which I have very limited information about, in Open. And then in seventh place last year, Slovenia, Tim Geiser, who dramatically won the second moto, went 1-1, leads Jaka Peklaj and Jan Pansar team for Slovenia, which we have talked about far too much, I feel like, on LVK. My doing mostly because I like Jan Pansar, but I think, again, two teams that you should at least know the names because they will be running in the mix a little bit at some point, especially if Geiser, with the MXGP result, carries that team a little bit into the foray after race one.
Yeah. On one hand, I don't think Tim will be as good this year because he's still coming off injury to a degree. He hasn't won a GP since he's been back, so I think 1-1 beating Jet is probably a step too far. But in contrast, I think Panzer will do better than he did last year, so maybe that evens out. And if other nations have a shocker, I could see Slovenia sneaking a high 5th place. I think their spot is 5th to 8th. I mean, Jaka Pekla is sinking the team. But also, to their credit, for Slovenia and Denmark, this is the first time they've partaken in the American Motocross of Nations. So, that's worth a mention, a head nod, a round of applause. Congrats to them.
That's great.
Thanks for coming.
Obviously, Denmark has Harup in MX2. How's he doing? How's the collarbone recovery?
He's been back on a bike for ages. I mean, actually, that's a good point. If you use Harup as a reference for Deegan, he's been back on a bike a long time. I wonder how quickly. I'm going to text him now. I wonder how quickly he got back on a bike. Because I feel like it was fast. How much?
Well, while you do that, I'll quickly run through a couple other teams that people should know about. Team Switzerland, Jeremy Sewer on his Ducati, Nico Gruitman in MX2, and friendly face Valentin Guillot will be the open rider on his trusted Yamaha steed. Team Great Britain, Josh Gilbert, Dylan Walsh, Conrad Muse. Lewis, one sentence on GB.
Wah, wah, wah.
And we're moving on. Brazil, Enzo Lopes is racing the MXGP class for them, along with Bernardo Tiburcio and Fabio Santos. Sorry for the butchering of the name. Team Canada, Jess Pettis, Tanner Ward on 450, Sebastian racing in a 250 should be pretty good. And then we're getting deep. How about Joe on a 450? Can we just talk about Japan real quick? Will they make the motos? Fingers crossed?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Okay. Wait, is Joe in MXGP or Open?
MXGP. No, wait. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I just saw their team today, and the MXGP rider switched because I think Yuki was running number 79, so Joe would be number 81 in Open.
Could Joe win Open? He can beat Hunter. Can he beat Hunter? I think he can beat Hunter.
Question
Going
mark?
back to the whole surprise thing, if Joe wins the Open class, I don't think I'm that surprised. I think I'm like, ooh, but I'm not like, wow.
Not especially after the last month and a half of his form.
Yeah, like
it speaks to it.
Yeah, and by all accounts, he's great on a 450. I think you can kind of see that from his riding style. Yeah, good.
I mean, okay, I just want Japan to make the motos because I would love to see Joe. I was bitterly disappointed in 22 at Nations when Japan didn't make it. Joe had. Do you remember that?
They've just updated the entry list literally just now, and yeah, Joe is open. I wonder if there's any other. No, Jet is still MXGP. Obviously, they changed last year at the last minute.
Yeah.
Deegan is still entered for Team USA, but RJ's on there, obviously. No other moves of note. Was Jonas initially in Open? Actually, he was, because I remember thinking commendable that he's giving the young buck in his first 450 race the time to recover.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how Paul's
there
classy.
We go. Classy.
That's what
all
those
right.
Latvians are.
Are we good with Nations talk? Are we ready to move into some fun stuff here?
I hope that the passion has come through the screen or the speakers, and I hope that we've done something to make you excited about this event, because I fucking love it, and I really want everyone else to as well. I really get upset when I hear people downplay the importance of the Nations. Had a bit of those phone calls today, and I don't understand it, and I refuse to accept it, and I don't like it, because this is the best way to put it. When have you ever seen a rider on the Nations podium look like they're over it and don't want to be there? Everyone on that Nations podium is fucking stoked, and they don't get money for it, and there's no reason for it, but it's because it means something.
Yep. You get to pull the flag over your shoulders and go up as a team, as a group. It's not just an individual award anymore. It's about representing something much bigger than you, which is amazing. And that's why I love the guys that are always like, I will always stand up and go. Like, those types of dudes are awesome.
And you know what? There are sometimes rumblings of I don't get paid for this, there's no prize money, etc., etc. But at least if you're Australia, America, Netherlands, whatever else, you're competing for a trophy and something. How about Slovenia and Denmark and these countries that are flying to the USA and are like, maybe we don't qualify? I mean, those countries will, but it's one thing to complain if you're shooting for a podium position. There are countries who are spending a lot of money to come here, and they may not qualify, and whatever they do on Sunday, they won't be talked about, but they're doing it just because the event means something. Great Britain has probably got their worst lineup in some time. It would have been very easy for them to go, it's not worth it this year, but they're coming because it means something to be here. And I think that is infectious no matter where you're from or who you cheer for.
Well said, Big Lou. Very good stuff.
My lord.
It does roll us perfectly into our giveaway of the day. Thanks to Namura for doing this for us. We are going to give away 2 general admission tickets to the Motocross of Nations, courtesy of Namura, and we will do it this way. So if you follow Lewis and I on Twitter, or X as it is now known, send us a tweet to me and Lewis at LewisPhillips71 at Kellen Brauer with the hashtag MXON matters, because it does. And I don't know, it could just be that. You could give us thoughts. You could give us questions. We could do a little Q&A with this as well to answer some questions. And we'll pick a winner from that one pretty quickly here, so we get you guys the tickets and get you on your way. But thanks to Namura for that. Namura Technologies has been a trusted name in performance engine components for motocross, ATV, UTV, and personal watercraft for over 20 years. Their expanding lineup includes cast and forged pistons, connecting rods, gasket kits, engine valves, and cylinder kits. All designed to meet or exceed OEM specifications. Find full product details and application coverage at Namura.com. And again, that is a tweet to Lewis and I, hashtag MXON matters. All right, now let's get into a little bit of non-moto today, a little bit of a curveball here to end our show. What we're going to do is, this was a Reddit post that you found, Lewis, correct?
No, it's a tweet.
I thought it was a Reddit post that someone...
No. Oh, well, it was a fan tweeted it to us and said, do this for LVK. You should give them credit, Kellen. Come on.
I forgot who the fan was, so apologies to you.
Hold on, I'm going to pull it up.
Lewis is going to pull it up.
You intro it, and I'll pull it up.
Here's what we're going to do today on the non-moto section of the LVK More Than Moto podcast.
It was Voice of the Drunken People.
Voice of the Drunken People. Thank you so much. We are going to quiz Big Lou as the Major League Baseball playoffs are coming up on whether or not he knows the logos of the Major League Baseball teams, or any of the names for that matter. First, before we even get into this, Lewis, what do you know about baseball?
I know that we call it rounders in school in England.
All right.
I know that I once ran into someone in rounders head on while I was trying to catch the ball. And I just learned that the playoffs are coming up.
All right,
for the first time. Yes, I don't know what we're playing off of, but good luck to everyone on that. So how many questions are there here?
I put every logo in here, and if you just want to skip some or move along, that's fine. I just want to know
how many are there. I'm trying to figure out what do I need to pass.
I don't know. To be honest, if you get 8, I would be pretty pumped for you.
Give me a tangible answer. I need something to shoot for, Kellen.
If you can do 10 out of 30,
okay.
I'll buy you dinner.
All right, well, I know I've got the Angels, so we're
see.
one step closer.
All right, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, first team.
Fuck me. Hold on. I see a maple leaf. But so do all of the team names have a city then and
Yeah,
for instance, I know from Steve Toronto Maple Leafs or Anaheim Angels. Like it's
correct.
all so okay, so
But I mean, honestly, even if you could get the city and or team name, I feel like it's kind of a win. So
well please keep track. I don't want to play
all right, I will
need a
keep
strict
track. All right,
parameter
goodness
Kellen,
gracious,
to my
I'll keep track.
success. Okay. The Toronto Cardinals. Hello?
That is incorrect.
Oh,
That is
okay.
a decent guess. It is the Toronto Blue Jays, aka
well,
Steve's
I'm
team.
impressed I got Toronto.
So you
I
got.
probably should have. Now that you say that, I remember hearing that from Steve.
I'm going to do this by city and team. So if you get the city right, you get 1. If you get the team right, you get 2, obviously. So
Okay.
that is 1. All right, next. This is terrible for the audio listeners, by the way.
Yeah, and this is also shit. This is much harder than I thought it would be. What clue is there possibly in this? It's a mitt with a ball in it. Is this just a logo for baseball? Like Go Baseball?
If you look into it a little bit more, there are some letters in here that detail you what the team is.
Really?
Yep.
Is there a B? Beats by Dre?
Is that your guess?
Yes, Beats by Dre.
Incorrect. They're the Milwaukee Brewers.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I need to look.
I think some of the ones coming up, not this next one, but some of the next ones after that, you'll probably get.
Okay.
Here's the next team.
Oh, this is Seattle, right?
Oh, yep. It's a large
I think I
S.
saw this. Seattle what? It's not Seahawks because that's a football team.
Yep.
So what else would Seattle have? The Seattle Senators.
That's a good guess, but it's the Seattle Mariners. Seattle Mariners is what we were looking for.
That's a good guess. I didn't even know Mariners was a word.
Oh,
Are they experts on marinating food in Seattle? Is that where this comes from?
No, they're like ship captains, like the
Is
mariners
it?
on a ship. Okay.
What goes for
Next.
food advice? What the fuck is this? It's just a P. It's literally a P on a fucking blank sheet. How is that possibly a logo?
For those on the audio
Philadelphia-
podcast, this is a large red P with a little like swoosh at the end.
The Philadelphia Pricks.
Wow, I'm very impressed that you knew the city. It is the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, I probably could have
Impressed
got
that you
that.
knew the
That's
city though.
the dumbest name ever. Just calling this like.
Calling us the what? I thought you were going to finish that. All right.
Oh no, I
Next.
don't know, Kellen. I'm angry. This isn't as fun as I thought it would be. Okay, so we got a G with wings and a baseball.
Yep. This team recently changed their name too. So if you've been paying attention to news, maybe it'll
Oh yeah,
help.
well, fucking, I've been all over that, Kellen. The Georgia Goldwings.
Incorrect. They are the Cleveland Guardians.
Well, why is it's dumb?
Okay. Next.
The LA. Oh, the LA. It's not. Is it Dodgers? It's Dodgers. LA Dodgers.
LA Dodgers. Look at that. Lewis gets the city and the team for the first time. Congratulations. Next.
The New York Yankees.
New York Yankees. I knew you'd get this one. We're getting there. Next.
We've had Cleveland. Chicago Bears.
Oh, so close. It's
No?
the Chicago Cubs.
Oh, I think on a technicality, I might win that, might I? Is a
I mean-
Cub not a bear?
But the Chicago Bears is the football team. So I
Is a Cub not a bear? If a bear shits in the woods,
I'll give
is
you
it
a
a Cub
half.
or a bear? No one
I'll
knows.
give you a half point on the team name, and we'll
Okay.
count that at the end. Next.
Oh, the Sox. The Red Sox. Is there a city before it?
There
It's
is.
New York. It's somewhere in New York, but why would New York have two teams? New York Yankees and It wouldn't be New Jersey Red Sox, is it? New York Red Sox? Do they have two teams?
If I give you any hint, it's that you're in the wrong city.
Am I right there?
No.
Oh. The Red Sox. The Jersey Red Sox. No. What state is New York in? Is New York a state?
Steve Weege and myself went to a baseball game in this city after a race
Boston
recently.
Red Sox.
Hey, there you go. You're 3 on
Did
the
they
teams. You got
move?
nope. Well, I mean,
Wait,
100
I
years
swear-
ago.
Oh, well, that was the last time I followed baseball.
Okay, Boston Red Sox. Next.
San Diego P, right? It's a P word. Padres.
Hey, there you go. Look at you. You got 4 teams now. You're actually killing it with the cities. I'm impressed, but obviously they're all just basically the logos
What
or
is
the
that?
letters. Next
Is
up.
it a D? Is that a D or a H?
Wow, I was about to
Or-
explain it, but now I feel like I can't. There is a Supercross right next door to this stadium.
Can I phone a friend?
Who would you like to phone?
I
Me?
don't know. Can I ask? Can I ask the audience? Oh, we should have done a lifeline. I want a
We
lifeline.
should have done a lifeline.
I want a
I mean, you
lifeline.
can
Give
ask
me a
for hints.
lifeline.
I'll give you one hint on each.
Okay. No, I want one hint for the entire game. This is it.
Oh,
Hint
okay.
me. Give me the city the
the
Supercross is in,
nickname
please.
for the nickname for the city this is in is the Motor City.
The Detroit. It's not Lions because that's a football team, right?
Mhm.
Detroit. So we had the Chicago Bears, and that was the Chicago Cubs. So what is a baby lion called? It's also a cub, isn't it? But they wouldn't do that. The Detroit Simba.
Oh, I thought you were getting there, but they're the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, that's actually, I should have got there.
Yeah. All right. Next up,
Circle K.
for those watching at home, this is the first time, second time we had a background. It's a red background of the large C. Got a little tail on it.
What other places are there that start with C?
One of the more iconic baseball logos, I think, as well.
Really, I've never seen this in my life. I'm getting a headache as well, thanks for this.
Sorry, you asked me to do it, so I went all out.
Cherry cheesecake.
They were the Cincinnati Reds. Good
Never
try,
would have
though.
got that. Never. Cincinnati is not on my radar at all. The Houston Stars.
They're the Houston Astros, but I like the idea
Is
of
a
saying
star-
stars.
Does Astro not cover star?
Well, they're called the Astros because of astronauts, so I don't think you'd call.
Well, in the
Astronaut
study of
star?
astronomy, which is often referred to as astro for short, that's what the kids call it, you'll find stars.
Okay.
So I
Next.
would argue that, okay, the New York, fucking how many teams does New York have? Greedy. This is what's wrong with the world, Kellen. They want it all. You've got your team, fuck off. Let someone else have a go. Maybe there's a state that doesn't have a team that would like to play. Sorry, you can't play. New York's hogging the game. The New York Pelicans.
It's the New York Mets.
Oh, I fucking would have got that. I know the
I
Mets.
thought you would. Sad. All right, next up.
Kansas City Kings.
Oh, you want a second guess?
Princes? Kansas City Chiefs? Princes?
I thought you'd get there. It's the Kansas City Royals.
Oh, is a king not a royal, Kellen?
No, I don't think we can do this whole crossover of the names of the types.
SF? San Francisco... Is that where we raced?
That is
Is
where
that
we
a baseball
raced.
stadium?
Yep.
What did I see there? San Francisco... Rain.
Rain.
Yeah, San Francisco Rain.
Good guess. It's the San Francisco Giants.
Well,
All right, next one.
they can't be that giant. I didn't see them at all. The Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yep.
All right, final answer. That is the Texas Rangers.
Didn't even think that was going to be Texas, to be honest.
No,
'Cause
you
that's where we've
nailed
had.
that.
Haven't we had cities from Texas? No, have I imagined that?
Yeah, yeah. We already did the Houston Astros, but
So the state has its own, and then okay, that's also really dumb.
all
Terrible game. Arizona.
right. Ooh, look at you.
I think I would do really well with football teams
I mean, we could do football teams next episode if you want. It's football
because obviously
season.
I see that in the stadiums a lot. It's impossible to get away from. Baseball teams less so. Arizona. I want to say Asteroids, but it's not that because we've had one of them. Arizona. It's not Cardinals. That's a football team. Arizona. Athletic.
It's the Arizona Diamondbacks.
No one would have got that.
No one. All right, next.
What on earth could TB mean? The T's are throwing me off.
What on earth could TB mean? I wonder.
Because what's T and what's B?
That is the question many of us wish to know.
If this is New York having another team, I'm going to fly there fucking complain. The Tebow Benestants.
This is the Tampa Bay Rays for the man that lives in
Never
Tampa
seen that in my life.
and doesn't even know. All right.
Oh, the Milwaukee Dolphins.
It's the Miami Marlins.
Okay.
Another Florida team. All right.
Why are some states and some cities?
Well, we just did Miami and Tampa Bay, which is two cities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we've got states with the Texas people, the New York. Is New York a state? I keep asking this.
It's both New York City,
Okay.
New York State.
So that's why they have two teams, because one's a city and one's a state team.
I guess, but I don't.
Okay.
Don't ask me why the Texas Rangers are the Texas Rangers and not the Dallas Rangers. I have no idea.
Okay, well, it's dumb sport. I don't know what this is. I'm losing interest. A's.
You
Not
already,
Anaheim.
you actually already said the name of this team earlier
How would I have said it earlier? Well, like I
And if
guessed incorrectly, but I
when
guessed
you guessed incorrectly. And if you get this right, you technically get the whole thing because they
Oh,
don't have a city right now.
So, like, Alabama.
No.
I don't know what I would have said. Arizona, Alabama.
No, I said you said the team name earlier with an
Oh.
A.
Asteroids.
Do you want to see?
What else did I say was No, I don't know.
This
I
is
don't
the
care.
Athletics.
Oh, well, so just that's it.
That's
We
it.
don't belong to anyone.
They left Oakland. They play in Sacramento currently. They will play in Las Vegas soon, but they do not actually have a name before them. They're just the
But they're
Athletics.
the
right now.
hobo of the baseball world.
Yep.
No one wants them, like me.
Oh.
St. Louis. St. Louis.
Up,
St. Louis.
Yep.
It took me a while, but I picked that out. St. Louis. I don't know. Rangers.
Another name you already said earlier. This is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, I feel like that rings a bell.
Yep. Sorry. What about this?
It's fucking ridiculous. How can you support a team where this is the logo? The O's. Oklahoma? No?
O isn't for the city. It's for the team name. That'll
Okay.
be my hint.
Oranges?
Nope.
The Orange County Oranges.
This is the Baltimore Orioles.
Never would have got that in my life. What's an Oriole? Is that what the man was?
That's the bird.
Yeah. The Athletic.
No. You already did
But-
the Athletics.
Yeah, but this really screams athletic to me. This is much more. The Athletic should take this logo. This really fits that brand better.
Got it. Well, I'm sorry. This doesn't scream Atlanta Braves to you.
Never in a million years. Brave of Anaheim Angels.
No.
Angels.
I'll give you the
Angels
team.
are Angels? Angels?
They're called the Los Angeles Angels.
Since when?
14 years ago.
No one told me.
And I honestly, I feel like I should give you Anaheim Angels because they used to be called the Anaheim Angels in the 2000s. Then they were the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and now they're just the Los Angeles Angels. So
Well, justice for Anaheim. Why the fuck did they get shafted?
I don't know. They used to also be called the California Angels. I think we're almost at the end here. I think there's 2 or 3 more.
The Pittsburgh Pints.
So close. Pittsburgh Pirates. That's how you had it.
I'm impressed I got that off of a P, to be honest.
This one?
TC.
Here's a hint. Those letters mean absolutely nothing for the name.
That's
or
the same design of C as was on the flag earlier.
Uh-huh. Has nothing to do with that.
What was that flag for?
Don't disregard that because it has nothing to do with that.
So we're just copying fonts now.
The TC is the nickname of where this place is.
But we're just copying font. We're copying designs. We're
Pretty
just
much.
like, hey,
Yep.
we need a design for our logo. Well, that team did it well. Well, fuck it, just take it. Do they have it trademarked? No one will notice, except for Lewis, who's fucking noticed.
Have a guess?
This one's trademarked. They've really shafted the other one by trademarking the C. I don't know.
This is the Minnesota Twins.
What was the other one with a C?
The Cincinnati Reds.
What's the story there?
Well, the
Why can't
TC,
we
I don't know
copy
why
fonts?
the C is the same font or whatever, but the TC is because Minnesota Minneapolis and St. Paul are called the Twin Cities. Obviously, we land in St. Paul when we go to Millville, even though it's Minneapolis as a proper city. So there you go.
Well, I think that the L in NMLB should stand for lazy, because
Lazy.
that's what I've got from... this looks like the Kellogg's logo.
I thought you were going to say it's a different logo, but okay.
Walgreens?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to go with it.
The Washington Washers.
Oh, it's the Washington Nationals. I'm very impressed that you knew that it's Washington, D.C., though.
Well, I just went for a state with a W. And is there even another one? Wyoming? Red Sox? No. We've had that. Again, no, with the fucking copying of the names and the logos and everything. Get some creativity, people.
Down to our last two. We're very close. You've got
Socks.
19 of the 28 cities so far.
Socks.
It's not just the Sox. Do you want to have that as your guess?
Yes.
This is the Chicago White Sox.
It makes no sense. Why are we obsessed? Other underwear is available.
This comes from, and the Reds, the Cincinnati Reds, used to be called the Cincinnati Red Stockings. This comes from the days back in the day when all they had were like gray uniforms, and you were designed based off of what sock you wore. Red sock, white sock, red
Why
stockings.
not the Chicago t-shirts? Why not let's branch
Who knows,
out a little bit?
And this is your
boxers.
last one.
No, this is the worst one yet. No one knows. Pass.
This is the Colorado Rockies.
Terrible.
Your final score, you knew 19 cities and 5 team names. 5.5. We'll give you 5.5.
Yeah, that's a fail.
I don't know if this is fun or if this is ridiculous.
No, it was too long. I lost interest.
All right. Well, we'll do a shorter one for our football teams later on.
Well,
then.
I think I'll nail that, so I think we'll fly through that.
Well, I'm sorry this wasn't more fun, but if you would like to make it up to the fans, you can tell them to visit Partzilla.com. It's a premier OEM parts dealer and distributor. They sell OEM parts for Honda, Kawasaki, Polaris, Can-Am, Suzuki, Arctic Cat, Ski-Doo, and Yamaha motorcycles, ATVs, PWCs, and snowmobiles. Visit Partzilla.com to see their extensive line of parts and accessories. That is our Motocross of Nations preview. Any final thoughts, Big Lou, before we head off into no man's land this weekend?
Buy the excitement. Buy into the hype. Get excited. Throw yourself into the experience. It comes around once a year. It's like Christmas. It's like Hanukkah. Other holidays are available. And don't let it pass you by. Don't live with regret. Live in the moment. And this weekend is the moment of life. So, as a great film once sung, it's the circle of life. And it rolls into Indianapolis this weekend.
Hashtag MXON matters. Hit us up on Twitter for those tickets. Again, thanks to Namura for that. Leatt Racetech and Partzilla as well for backing the show. That has been another LVK More Than Moto show. We'll be back next week to recap what happens at the 2025 Motocross of Nations. Enjoy tuning in on MXGP TV or wherever in the world you choose to watch from. Thanks for watching another LVK More Than Moto, and we'll see you next week. So long for now.